Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Katie. Today I thought it would be fun to do a journal with me because I haven't done one of these in a while on my channel, and I haven't done one in a little while in real life, so it's time to catch up. I do have one previous video where I did one of these spreads. I don't remember which one anymore. And I talked about how I don't usually let it go longer than a day, and that is like painfully, where I talk about the fact that I don't usually let it go further than a week. Oh, this one. That is blatantly not true anymore. Often I end up doing these after the week is over and filling out the whole week at a time. And if we're being honest, often well into the next week. Today is Thursday, the 14th. So, yeah. I would like to get back onto a slightly less delayed thing, but here we are. And then it's also worth noting that there are, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks in here that I've just missed. And we'll have to decide how I feel about that at the end of the year, but for now, I'm letting them go. Maybe it's something I'll do when I'm on vacation. Maybe it won't be. Who knows? All of it is fine. Let's talk about what I've got. So this is my B6 Common Planner, and I have the half-year version, but that doesn't really matter in this context. I've got my little planner, on the go planner, which is where I take notes. It's those notes that are going to affect what gets written in here. That's how I remember, because I definitely forget. I forget by the next day, let alone a week. And I'm probably going to use these Monami Plus Pen 3000s. I talk about these in almost every Common Planner video because they are my favorite way to do like lettering at this scale. My planner is already decorated. This is stuff from Planners Anonymous. These were stamps that I alcohol marker colored and then cut out and then glued in. These are different parts from different things. All of it's from Planners Anonymous, and I've already decorated it. So in previous versions of this kind of thing, I used to write little things about each day, like within the day. Lately, I've switched more to like Simona's like ignoring the days, little micro journaling kinds of things, and that's easier to backdate just because I don't remember all of the details that fill a day anymore, and also because, like, who cares about some of those details? I'd rather emphasize the things that actually have a little something to write about. So I do ignore a lot of the days, and I just work around the decor. Often because I'm backdating it, I do put decor in places where I know I didn't have that much to say. That was more true when I was putting things on specific days. Now that I'm not putting things on specific days, I just, whatever. That's enough blabbering. Let's get talking. So I'll do maybe my first entry or two with you and then speed it up and then slow it down if I have anything to say. So if I'm looking at these first couple days and things I might want to put on here, there was snow flurries on my commute to work. I stopped at Aldi. I replaced the light bulbs in my studio. That doesn't sound like a big deal, but it kind of was. And we put the lights on the tree. So there's definitely some things I want to talk about there. I worked from home on Tuesday because there was supposed to be snow, but there wasn't. But I still had a tea and cozy session organizing stamps, and I cooked soup. And then Wednesday is going to be a particularly blank day. I set up the Christmas tree at work with my friend Elizabeth. Oh, and then my silver bowl pen came. So I will have some things for all of those days. So it's just a matter, I'm looking to see where I really won't have that much to say. But I also really don't plan this that far in advance. What I tend to do more is think about color and what colors I'm going to want where. So I think I'm going to want red here. I have red, brown, and green going in my pens and in real life here. So let's write something here on the Tuesday and Wednesday section. I think I'll talk about the Christmas tree with Elizabeth. So just gonna do some lettering here. Well, that's a bad start. This is what you get for doing things on camera. That's supposed to be an H. And we're just gonna ignore it because, oh, it's an H and an R. That's what happened. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore it. Lettering on camera is a, God. Okay, I think we're in line for a sticker here. I cannot talk and letter at the same time at all. So, Krista, props to Krista. All right, I found some boxes here. I'm gonna use this one. This is from Coffees and Corgis. Gosh, now I'm hitting camera. This, plan with me, is a Rick. All right, now I can't use that pen because it bleeds on that paper. So now we're gonna use these Monami Plus Pens. I gotta find the right red. That's pink. There we go. Let's write decorate the tree instead of Christmas because clearly I am not. All right, amazing things happen when you're not talking and writing at the same time. Let's switch to brown. I'm gonna do a little bit of journaling here, and I'll come back in a second. All right, so I've got that in. Now, actually, I'm going to talk about lighting our tree, which is going to be a little different. I'm going to do that with this pen here, and I'm just going to try and change the wording just so it looks different. So I'm going to call it Light Our Tree. All right, I changed my mind. I changed it to just lighting, and that way I can talk about both lighting our tree and about the changing the studio lights in here. So that seems like a good thing. I'm going to use the red ink here and just fill this in. Now I have this section here, but I feel like it's going to look really square. And I wish I had a little more decor. So I think I want to put a snowflake here because I'm going to talk a little bit about the snow and then like the tea and cozy stamp organization. And I think I want a snowflake there. But I have snowflake stickers, but they're going to be like blue or silver. And I do not want blue or silver, so I think we're going to stamp them. And that's one of the real perks of stamps is that you can do it in whatever color you like. Let's look briefly. That's not where my swatches are. Here's where my swatches are. Let's look and see if I've bought any colors that are going to work for this. I'm going to do Sahara Sand, and we will see what happens. So I enjoy stamping in my common planner, but I do find it hard sometimes to get like a good impression because it's not here. I actually if I'm not doing it all the way at the edge, I need, you know, something like truly like stiff enough. Yeah, that's too thick. I need something stiff enough to really be able to push on. Let's try this one. That should be okay. And now I need to find my stamps. Okay, I got some stamps here. I think I'm gonna go with the big one. Just put it there. I like to use an acrylic block. And these VersaMagic inks, those are the things that bleed the least. They don't even really bleed at all, which is appreciated. And so that's my favorite. So I just stamped it on there, and now I've got this here. Give it some pressure. You don't need to push too hard, but you do want it to all have made contact. There we go. I'm going to clean that later. I'm accumulating so much stuff off screen. It's a little ridiculous. All right, here's the pen. So, do I want a header? Probably, but in what color? And this is a bigger, softer pen. All right. I don't know how I feel about that, but one of the keys is to just put things down and keep moving. So I'm going to go ahead and do some journaling. Maybe I want to put like another little snowflake right there. So let's do that. Fortunately, I still have all of my things out. Fortunately or unfortunately, as the case may be. But let's... All right, that's going to be harder because it's going to be there in the corner. I can't put the notebook underneath. So we may not get a full impression. I'll still put this underneath in the hopes that that will help, because that can get all the way up under. Ah, perfect. All right, now half of the page done. Some of these stickers are a little, but it's fine. Let's look at the second half of my week. Okay, Thursday was a mess. I was trapped in my own brain and not having a good time. Friday, I did a little better, and I talked to my mom. I have to decide how much of each of those, like how much I feel like talking about being trapped in my own brain here. I do have it in my other journaling back at the time, my long form journaling. Yeah, I think I'm just going to like let her real quick, like trapped in my brain, but not like actually journal further about it. Just have it here. All right, it fit. We never know. Lettering chicken is part of the game. These are the flaws of getting too aesthetic with your planner. This is your regular reminder that you don't need to be as intense about this. That is not what is required to have your planner or your journal be worthwhile. I just like an art project, personally. But this is also why I put it off. So, you know, pros and cons. Let's do this. And we'll do... All right, gonna do a little journaling, be back. All right, there we go. Let's talk a little bit about the pen case that I spent all of Saturday making. We'll do the green again, I think. We'll do it right. We'll see if we can fit it right in here. What am I gonna want to do in this section? Gotta try and not leave myself like just a corner that I can't really do. Okay, I know what I'll talk about here. We'll talk about the alcohol markers. So we'll do pen case. I like things to kind of interlock where I can. So, you know, in there. And do brown maybe? Or green. I mean, it would make sense if the ink color went with the heading color, but that's not what I have been doing. So I think that would be strange to do now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little journaling here. All right, I think we only have 2 more entries left. I said I was gonna do the bright red. I mean, I was gonna do it over here away from that scarf. I think I'd do it there. So a typical design thing is to have something in 3 spots kind of to form a triangle. You don't have to do that by any means, but it's what tends to look nice, and if you keep doing things you kind of end up there anyway. So I've got the greens here, and so now I'm going to do the browns. So we ran some errands. How do I want to title it though? We can just call it errands. There we go. And we'll write it in green. I think. No, we're going to write it in red. And we'll do green over here so that they're not right next to each other. And again, I don't do this like super consciously, but this is how these things tend to turn out. Now this is an awkward corner here. I'm tempted to have it curve around this thing, kind of near that, but I don't know what I want it to say. Coloring. I mean, I could do that, but color just works in this spot instead. On the other hand, I'm not going to have, I probably have more like this amount of space of things to say, not that much. So maybe I'll put it here, and maybe we'll do some more snowflakes or something. So let's do it. There's the heading. Let's just go ahead and do stamps while we're at it. This is, again, why I like stamps. You can just add them in whatever color, kind of after the fact, to like fill in gaps. That's really when I started increasing my stamp usage, was when I switched to this kind of journaling. Here's the big one, and let's put a little one down too. Just fill in some space. All right. Avoided disaster there, barely. All right, I'll do my last little journaling and we can come back and recap. Last thing is that I kind of wish the dates here looked a little more festive. So I'm going to take this pen. It's got a food aid nib on it, which is good for swashing. Is that what I want? Or would I be just as glad to use my brush markers. Because if I do green, it's right up next to that green. I might just use this. This is a Pentel sign marker. And I'm just gonna swash, swash, swash. Okay. That one's a little short, but I think it's gonna look worse if I try to fix it. So here is my journaling spread for the week of December the 4th to the 10th. So, I mean, it took me a little while. It could take me a lot less if it did. And I am feeling a little like I want to go back to slightly more this style. Not long term. I like being able to switch back and forth with them. I'm feeling the urge to go to this, but I think starting next week, a week from now, I am going to be on vacation, and that's very conducive to that kind of style where I want to keep track of each day, and also I'm on vacation, so I have the time to do it. So I'm just going to pre-decorate before I leave town and then bring the pens with me, and then every day I can just do it like that, and I know that that works for me. So that's my plan, but like I don't feel like I'm stuck with any one particular style. So, you know, I did this one this week, and I can do something totally different, you know, next week if I want to, and something different yet. And this, what I love about this planner is it's so flexible that I can really do that as a week by week decision. Nothing that I do today really dictates what I do next. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're journaling in your planner, I hope you don't totally misspell Christmas 3 different ways. And if you do, I hope you just put a sticker over it. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more from me, there's a subscribe button, and we can talk again soon. Bye, friends.